Today I want to share with you some of my tips that I have used to grow my houseplant collection from just about nothing for next to nothing. If you're new here, hi, I'm Sarah and welcome. Glad to have you here. Thank you for stopping by. Be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It means so much. All right, well, first I want to start out with a few just like thoughts and comments in regards to the houseplant community and world, I guess, because things have changed since I started having houseplants. For one, it blew up, especially with COVID, everybody being stuck inside. What is more rewarding than growing some plants? So it really has blown up, and also it has made the prices go up. Not sure why. I'm sure there's a reason, and there might be like price gouging and that sort of thing, but the prices have gone up and things I think are less available. So I kind of want to speak a little bit to that. For one, like I watched a video from Kathy over at Kathy's Projects. I'll link her video up here, and her little video was basically like a plant rant, but I thought what she had to say was really good, and she put words to how I've been feeling in terms of how the houseplant community there's a big push for having the next it plant, and kind of forgetting that like every single plant is like really awesome all by itself if you really take a look at it. So I think there is part of the houseplant community that I think is more about trends rather than actually caring about plants. I'm sure you can do both. I like trends, they're fun, but it just seemed like a big influx of that sort of thing. And then also like you got to have the next plant, the next albo, variegata, whatever type of plant. And I personally don't choose to spend an arm and a leg or donate my kidney to get a plant. It's not worth it. To me, it is still just a plant. They are gorgeous and wonderful, and I thoroughly enjoy growing them, but it's just simply not worth going into debt over or getting into a huge fight with my husband about, spending what you would spend on, I don't know, a couch or something. I don't know. But I'm not gonna spend that kind of money on a plant. And I thoroughly enjoy the very common houseplants, but of course I think I'm a very plain person and like more common things. And so that is my big thing. Like, plants are not worth going into debt over. Though I could probably buy several plants if I just want them. Like I want it, I'm gonna buy it. I don't, even though I want to at times. But right now I have really a zero budget for houseplants. So that is why I want to share with you my tips of how I even grow my houseplant collection when my budget is zero. So I have 3 points. Point number 1, if you're starting from nothing, don't be afraid to just ask for someone, like a cutting from someone. You'd be surprised how much people are willing to share. I have a wonderful neighbor, and she has shared with me 2 fig, not fiddly fig, like fig tree cuttings that are now rooting in water, and also a Meyer lemon tree cutting, and she just shared them with me. It was wonderful. I shared some of my plants with her that I had, but she was giving them to me without the intention of getting anything back. Also, if you notice, like doctor's offices and malls and office buildings usually have plants, and sometimes they're really overgrown. Like the library in the town that I used to live in had like this massively overgrown pothos ivy growing everywhere, and I could easily went and asked if I could have a cutting. Worst thing they can say is no, but I kind of doubt they would have said no. So don't be afraid to ask. Also, Lowe's is very generous with their plants. The plant vendors are very kind, and at least how I've experienced them. So if you see that there are like succulent cuttings that have fallen off the plant and are on the ground, ask first the worker if you can have those cuttings that are on the ground. A lot of times they'll say yes. So then you can grow a whole plant from that. And then also, if you find out when the vendor is going to be there and they're, putting a lot of plants on clearance to make room for the new plants, sometimes you can, like I had a vendor from Lowe's say, hey, like if you want something, let me know what it is, I'll put it aside and I'll mark it down for you. she was going to mark down a plant that she maybe necessarily wasn't even going to be marking down that day, but she was willing to do it. Very, very kind. So the main thing is just work up the courage to ask. My second point is to get involved with a plant group that you have locally. I've had great success since moving here to Central Texas, and I will share with you my biggest trade yet that I'm very excited about. So yeah, getting involved with the Facebook groups, the swap groups. Also, sometimes there's swap events. They may have died out since COVID. I know that ours got canceled. Those are great. Like, I know whenever we had our plant swaps, the leader of the plant swap said, even if you don't have anything, just come. You'll still leave with plants. People are just really generous. So yeah, just get involved with that. And my third point is find out what plant you can grow really well in your home. And you can do that if you don't know quite what sort of plant would work for your home. You need to find out what your home can accommodate in terms of plants, and like you as like a person, like what kind of care you're looking at, what plant would work best for you. So I have the video Houseplant Basics or Houseplant 101, whatever it's called, up here, and I'll link it in the description box below. Yeah, so you get a plant that you end up being really good at growing. You grow it really big, and then you propagate it, and now you have things to trade or sell. The main one I've done that with is my aloe vera. So this aloe vera I've had for almost 8 years. I've gotten so many aloe babies off of it and have sold hundreds of dollars worth of aloe vera, and that has paid for many houseplants. The only thing is that with this method, it takes time. Actually, with all of these methods, it really does take time. So you have to have patience. It's an opportunity to practice patience. I wanted to share with you my most recent trade. Now, I have had a Cebu Blue pothos that I divided, and I have that video. That was my last video. I'll link it right there and in the description box. And from that one Cebu Blue plant, I got many trades. I had no idea how much Cebu Blues were worth until I posted it. I didn't realize how hard they are to come by now, even though I bought that plant for like 10 bucks at Walmart like 2 years ago. From that Cebu Blue cutting, I got so many things, and the biggest one I'll share at the very end. So just from the cuttings, and I had one Cebu Blue plant in like a 6-inch pot. I got a Raven ZZ, which I really didn't necessarily want, but it's one more plant I can trade. I can trade it again, or I can grow it and propagate it and trade it or sell it. I got this Philodendron Scandens with this pot, came with the pot. I got several strands of String of Hearts. You can see here. And I also got some Hoya. I got a couple of Hoya cuttings. Then I got a cutting of a Philodendron Silver Sword, which I'll be perfectly honest, I didn't know existed. So I looked it up and I'm like, that's beautiful. So I went ahead and took that. And then last but not least, I got this plant that I've been wanting for a very long time, like over a year, but I haven't bought because I didn't want to spend the money on it. And so now I have it, only it's massive. So hold on. Philodendron Red Emerald, 4 feet tall. It is huge. I don't know, it just feels so much better that I waited a whole year and then I get this massive thing. It's huge. I'm gonna do some work to it. I'm gonna make it more bushy because you can see it's kind of like bare. It's got 2 stalks, and the pot it's in is too small. And I'm gonna redo the stalk that it's growing on. I'm just like, I cannot believe this is my life right now. But I finally got one, and it didn't cost me any money, and it means more. Like, I love this thing even more that I didn't have to spend money on it. Of course, I'm very big about finding deals and thrifting and doing things on a budget and finding ways to do things for free. I mean, this is possible. I got this massive plant for $0 because I traded. It took time. Like, I've had that Cebu Blue for, I think I've had it about 2 years, but now I have this. So to me, it's worth it. It's worth the wait. Good deals come to those who wait, is what I always say. I think that's about all I have for you today. I want you to share what sort of deals that you've gotten in the comments below. Also, I want to invite you over to our Facebook community group. It's called Chicomade Community. I'll link that in the description box below, where we can share these sorts of things like real time. And also, it's a good place for getting advice on plant care or showing off for pretty plants. That's indoor and outdoor, because I love the urban gardening. I will be putting out a garden tour soon. It's hard getting the filming done. This is like my third take trying to do this video because my last two got messed up. So yeah, hopefully I'll have a garden tour soon. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please hit like. If you didn't, go ahead and hit the dislike button. No hard feelings. I'll see you next time. Bye.